The state teachers union is laying off 40% of its workers.
And blaming Governor Walker and cuts to education as the reason. News 3's Theo Keith has been following up with the layoff notices today. He joins us now in the News Center with more. Theo?
And the layoff notices, Susan and Eric, went out this morning. Questions remain, though, about just how bad the situation is for the union after those education cuts earlier this year. The Republican legislature's budget this spring made deep cuts to education. Now, the Wisconsin Education Association Council, known as WEAC, says those cuts have reduced the number of Wisconsin teachers, which means declining membership for the statewide union.
Across the state, school districts are eliminating positions either through layoffs or by not hiring staff to replace the record number of teacher retirements in the wake of Act 10 and the devastating cuts to school districts in the state budget.
WEAC won't say how many members it lost. Officials say the union had 98,000 members earlier this year. The cuts come as the union looks forward to the coming fiscal year, which starts in September.
That said, we're optimistic that our membership levels will remain strong, putting us in a position to where we'll be able to recall staff who received the layoff notice today.
WEAC provides services for members at local school districts like in Sun Prairie. Brad Lutz is the teachers union president there.
We're hoping that those areas don't slip and that they don't decrease, but anytime there's cuts in services sometimes follow.
Lutz says he's optimistic that Sun Prairie teachers won't see a big change because of the cuts, but says teachers in rural districts will have to do more themselves without the statewide union's help. And there's still the question of how many educators retired or were laid off as opposed to how many left the union voluntarily. We wanted to ask that question to WEAC officials this afternoon, but the union refused our request for an on-camera interview, and this afternoon's conference call was cut short after only 2 reporters were able to ask questions.
All right, Theo, thank you very much.